And my reason for saying that is because, we're going to have her lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance one last time. And then us MAC members will have some final words at the end for Diane, okay? All right, Diane. Stand, right hand over your heart, face the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, roll call. Good job, Diane. Good job. All right, Angela McLean. Here. Yvonne Delgado. Here. Diane Mendez. Here. Alejandro Mariscal. Teresa Escoto. Here. Joseph Silva. All right, we're going to start off with our agency staff reports. We will have Jessica from Supervisor Joe Baca Jr.'s office. During her staff report, she will also be doing on our agenda. Oh, never mind. I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Hi, good evening, MAC members, community members. My name is Jessica Andelon, and I am Chief of Staff for Supervisor Joe Baca Jr. Thank you all for being here. I know that this is a special meeting, so changing things up a little bit. So let's just make sure that we thank everybody for being here. I do want to provide a couple of updates. Can you hear me? Oh, perfect. First of all, we want to thank everybody that attended our holiday open house, which was hosted last Thursday at the county government building. We did collect a lot of our toys that will be going back out to all the preschools within the 5th district, as well as community partners, nonprofits that have requested them. We also want to thank anybody, our MAC members that were able to attend, which was a great turnout. We have, so sorry, I'm looking at it. We also hosted our toy giveaway at Ruth O'Harris Middle School on Monday, where we were able to provide toys to the entire school. That was in partnership with, or just kidding, that is wrong toy. We did a lunch at Ruth O'Harris where we were able to provide in and out feeding to the entire school, and that was in partnership with Colton Joint Unified School District and Tomorrow's Leader nonprofit. We were able to provide also county services and just kind of encourage middle schoolers as to what career paths are available while providing them a free lunch. We do have a couple of update projects. I know that during the previous meetings, you guys had inquired on specifically Cedar and San Bernardino. We do know that that project was approved on July 2024 for development of a commercial retail plaza, which included a gas station, a convenience store, restaurant, and 2-story commercial building. Applicant had obtained the grading permits, but has encountered some finance challenges, which they're now requesting a parcel split. They are working on it. As I have more information, I have asked them if they can please request that either the applicant comes and further presents, or they funnel that information through us. The other ones were Cedar and 14th Street, which is an approved minor use permit for a takeout restaurant at 11362 Cedar Avenue in Bloomington. The permit for this expired in March of 2022, as the owner never took any action to extend or utilize the permit. They are going to be reaching out just to see if that's still an interest to be able to bring back, because currently it's just their permit expired. And then the last one was Linden and Valley Boulevard. So there's one, it's active work that's going on at the site for the 5-story hotel project. And it's active grading permits issued and street improvement plans for the subsurface street of the work. So that is the corner hotel. They're still pending getting more information on the one that is right across the street, a little bit more into, I guess, west of the right side of the street, or the north side of the street. So I will provide more updates, but those are the three that I currently have if you guys have any questions. Okay. We also want to go ahead and just announce, I know we will be dark next month, but we will be reconvening on February 3rd, I believe it's the date. Actually, February 4th. So everyone, please note that we are dark in January, just right after the holidays, but we'll be back February 4th. And then we will be having our kite day, hopefully on February 7th. Still finalizing those dates, so please be on the lookout for our flyer. We will be touching base with Bloomington Little League and also the Olive Branch to see how we can partner in making sure that we can bring as much community out to the event. This would be our fourth year hosting it, which it always brings out a bigger crowd each year. It's a great way for community to connect, and especially to note that people are out instead of like watching TV or on their phones. So it really creates that community aspect of it. Mm. And then lastly, we do want to say thank you, Diane, for your time as a MAC member. We really appreciate it, the commitment that you've had to Bloomington. We're sad to see you leave, but thank you very much. And we will be posting your vacancy on the December 16th Board of Supervisors meeting. So please be on the lookout for any application spots. That way, if you know anybody that is interested in joining the MAC, would be more than happy to interview them for applications and then make sure that we can fill the spot. It will be open the day after, or actually on the 16th. So we'll be sure to share that information. You do have to be a Bloomington resident in order to apply to be a Bloomington MAC member. So that is all I have. If anyone has any questions, I apologize for how nervous I was today.
We appreciate the updates. Thank you very much. And I know the community appreciates having those updates, so thank you very much for that.
Of course.
State legislator update, but I don't see anybody. Okay, CHP? Nobody. Code enforcement?
Everyone, my name is Moises Sanchez. I am the Bloomington Code Enforcement Officer. I have with me here Nicole Gonzalez. She will speak after me with some additional information on vendors. But for my part, I just wanted to give an update with what we're doing in code enforcement, how you can get a hold of us, and what we're doing out here in the Bloomington community. Code enforcement administers programs designed to protect the public's safety, welfare, and property value through enforcement of San Bernardino County ordinances and state federal law to use zoning, housing, public nuisances, and vehicle abatement within the unincorporated areas of the county. We have our office. We're open Monday through Friday, located at 268 West Hospitality Lane in San Bernardino on the 3rd floor. You can visit us there from 8 to 4:30. And also contact by phone 909-884-4056. You can email us code enforcement division at lus.sbcounty.gov. Also, an online website page, lus.sbcounty.gov. If you go to our website, you can find all the information for the things that we do, all the programs we run. There's a lot of different applications online that you can use if you wanted to apply for a permit, or if you wanted to check on a case. You can do all that on our website. Other than code enforcement, we also do some abatements. We remove illegal dumping. If you see any illegal dumping on the right of way, you can call the number I gave and report it. We'll go pick it up over the weekend. We also do the same for tires. If you see a stack of tires or even just one tire dumped on the street, give us a call. We'll go pick it up. And graffiti, if you see any graffiti in Bloomington, just give us the location, and we have contractors that will get out there and have them paint over the graffiti. Um, that's about all I have. Just wanted to let everyone know that we're out there. If you ever need us, please call us. It's primarily only me out there, so I can't see everything. So if there's something you see, please call it in so that I can get to it. That's the best way to go about this. And just want to say thank you to Diane for being excellent MAC member, always being nice to me. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Nicole here.
Hi, I'm Nicole Gonzalez. I am one of the senior officers on the rapid response team, and one of our major duties is vendor enforcement. So I wanted to provide you an update on the vendor enforcement. Since the last MAC meeting, we did conduct vendor enforcement 4 days in the Bloomington area. So November 14th and November 16th. And we were able to identify either vehicles or obtain identification for 14 vendors that day and issue citations. And then we just held enforcement this past weekend on the 6th and the 7th. And we were able to identify vehicles or obtain identification and issue out 6 citations. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yes, sir. Wait. Homeless encampments, are they under code enforcement or under sheriff?
For what?
Homeless encampments.
We actually work kind of together on that. So we can issue a notice to the occupant who's in the encampment, and we usually have the sheriffs assist us when we go do the job.
Okay.
So if you call them, they'll call us, and if you call us, we'll call them.
Okay. Did we find out that area that I called in, what is it, part of the county or part of Colton? It is part of Colton. Oh, got it. Okay. Thank you. No, on Aguamanza, just east of Riverside Avenue, there's a homeless encampment that's gotten quite large with excessive amount of trash, and it's really, really bad, very unsafe for everybody around there. And I was driving to work the other day. It was a big fire that they had created to keep warm, but it looked pretty big and like it was starting to get out of hand. So I called it in, and I wasn't sure if it was Colton or the county. So
Yeah.
I guess it is Colton.
Yeah, our staff would have routed it to the Colton
Okay.
code enforcement if that was the case, if it was
Okay.
Colton, yeah.
Thank
If
you.
it was us, we'd be in by now. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, I have a concern. So previously, Roxanne's not here, but previously Roxanne had mentioned that the encampments were starting behind on the freeway, behind on Taylor, like right off on the other side on the freeway. So I've been paying attention, and actually it's growing, and now it's like all the way from where she's at on Taylor, behind the houses, all the way up to right here behind the Motel 6. Oh, sorry. All the way behind the Motel 6. You can see they're like right on the edge of the wash. They're like right there off of that edge. The other one is on Cedar. So right when you go down Cedar from Cedar? From Cedar, when you go down the off ramp, there's a guy with a tent, and he's like on the slope, like behind a tree. And I'm like I'm fearful. Like, what if that guy just like rolls down the hill
Right.
and somebody like, you know what I mean? He's
Right.
literally like posted up on a tree right there.
Right by the off ramp.
Yeah, right off the off ramp. Yeah, right off of the off ramp. Like, there's a tree there, like on the, like when you're waiting for the light to like let you go onto the freeway. There's a tree, and he's kind of like got his thing there, and that just kind of scares me because I'm thinking like he just rolls down there one night and someone's just gonna smash him,
Right.
But
So
this embankment, I'm paying attention. It is growing. There's a lot more on there now.
Would fall under Caltrans. So you mentioned it's off Taylor all the way to the Motel 6 on the side of like the other side of the wall. Okay, so I'll send that over to Caltrans. And then the other one was the Cedar off ramp tent. Okay, perfect. Going west. Okay, you got it. I'll send that over to Caltrans and provide an update. And because it falls within the, yeah, then it's Caltrans, but we'll make sure to touch base with them. They also work in partnership with sheriffs, so we'll make sure that loop them in as well.
The other reason I was asking about that is not just so I could have some sort of law enforcement or something come and just throw them out. It's who can we contact to see about offering them help? Who do we contact? Is it the sheriff if there are programs through there? What do we do?
Yeah, so the Hope team is who would go out and offer some of
The
the
Hope team.
services. I know probation also partners up with the Hope team to be able to make sure that they're touching base with the constituents, and then they get through probation they're able to get IDs because a lot of the times they don't have an ID, so they do get a voucher to be able to go into the DMV and get an ID.
Just a question, on your contact number, I've called the one on your business card, never got a call back. Can you confirm the number again?
Yeah, it's 909-884-4056. No problem. Anyone else? Okay, we'll be hanging out in the back if anyone has any other questions. Thank you.
Nobody from Colton Joint. Okay, he's probably being Santa Claus somewhere. County Fire.
Battalion Chief. Jeff. So, as you're well aware, the new 76 is in progress, and we're really hoping to break ground spring of 26. There's been some issues with some land. We are going to rebuild that station on the current property, and so the wheels of government turn a little slow, but we are excited about that, and we hope to have that for the community soon. So 26 spring, look for that. We do have a new Academy of Cadets, approximately 65 new firefighters that are currently going through the tower, and we're looking for several of those firefighters to hit Bloomington again, March of 26. So another great asset for the community. With the holiday season, we do have firefighters out in the community. One of our Spark of Love, I'm sure you guys have seen us. We try to hit larger venues like Walmart, try to back, and again, everything that we do collect, we try to, even though county fire is a big, try to get back. Speak a little bit on the fire, but So
I don't have a question, but I do appreciate you mentioning that because it was actually, I was trying to find it right now. It was actually something that came out, I think it was like on Newsbreak or something like that, where they send like clips of the calls that come in.
right.
And on there, well, there was a lot of misinformation because at first it was saying it was like in a totally different, what was it, Moreno Valley or something like that? Redlands. And we were like, wait, that's Bloomington. And then, then it said that, and that was a big concern. One, because we do care about making sure that our residents have access to the water in case of an emergency. Angela and I unfortunately know somebody who lost a son because there was no access in Rubidoux to something like that last year.
Right.
So we started thinking about that. And along the lines, I know we did ask Jessica over that weekend regarding that. Now, we would like to know more about like how are the fire hydrants tested? How do you know if there's water up to a hydrant? Are they marked or?
And we globally, some areas that just don't have as good of a water supply as others. And we for the water to be at to provide the capacity. However we become aware of it, we always make sure that if we do get, whether it's out of service, whether it's not performing up to capacity, we make sure that we contact, test it ourselves. We can note. With them a lot, and so anytime we're made aware of that, we always try. Another added thing, just in the valley area, we have so many fire units that even if we do come across a hydrant that is not working properly, we have so many units in the area. Everybody carries a large amount of water. We do really good when we do get.
I just want to say to Jessica, thank you so much, and Leanne, because honestly, some days I think she's probably like, why did I take this job? We are constantly messaging her, like if we see something going on in Bloomington or hear something, and letting her know like, hey, this is happening. So it could be a Sunday or the middle of the night because that's when we think about it or see it. So thank you. You guys have been doing a great job, and we appreciate that.
And we appreciate you guys letting us know. I think it just, and I'm so sorry, it's out of order, but In general, we've mentioned it to the constituents. We wouldn't know some of these concerns if it wasn't for you guys bringing them up to our attention. So we are here to provide information. I know the inquiry on the fire hydrants, right? There was misinformation put out that there was no water on the fire hydrants. We did check with the battalion chief, who was the commander in the incident, and there was no issues with the hydrants. There was actually multiple water lines in place to help with the volume of the fire, so there was no problem pumping them. But to further inquire on the fire hydrants, I am sending an email out to West Valley Water District just for them to come and provide an update as to where we are. I know part of Bloomington 3C project that supervisor helped provide some funding, I believe it was 10 fire hydrants that were going to also be, updated. So we want to make sure that there is water resources available and that the water districts who are responsible for said fire hydrants are keeping those up to date. So thank you guys for really sending over the information.
Jessica, and also thank you, Diane, because that night when we did send out the message, I know it was late in the evening, and both of you jumped on that to get us answers, so we do appreciate that. I just letting you guys know what happens, because sometimes behind the scenes you don't know like what's going on, and they're working all hours of the night sometimes, even though I know they're probably not supposed to be, but we do appreciate the fact that they take our concerns seriously when we do ask them. Sheriff's Department.
Luis Arroyo, currently assigned as a Bloomington deputy. Today, my trainee, Brembilla, he's newly assigned to the Fontana Sheriff Station. He's currently on a program, so if all goes well, he should be a solo competent deputy by December 19. Today, he wants to work on his public speaking, so he's going to talk about a few of our recent cases, speak about some current events that are going to occur in the
Good evening. My partner said my name is Ambila. We'll see. With that being said, I'm my first MAC meeting. I'm excited to be here. I actually reside in Bloomington growing up. I attended Bloomington High for a short period of time. So it's an honor to serve the community where I was born. Station collaborated with Joe Baca's office at the Target. It was a great turnout and went very well. With that being said, keep in mind if you guys have any family members or any of you guys are interested for next year to be nominated for that, just let us know. Stop by at the station, let us know, and then we can set you up for that, okay? We also have a toy giveaway coming up. We partnered up with Olive Branch and Angela for the toy giveaway. We want to thank all the sponsors that were involved in that. We're hoping it's a great turnout. The event's going to take place on December 18th. It's on a Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So the hour time. It's going to be at our Fontana Sheriff Station at 17780 Arrow Boulevard. If you get or any family members, things like that. With that being said, I'm going to talk about a couple cases we worked on. One of those being yesterday, our Detective Bureau and patrol deputies executed a search warrant at Red's Mechanic Shop located at 18745 4th Street. So after the whole search warrant was conducted, we discovered a net, which is also known as illegal gambling, machines. We recovered 3 stolen vehicle parts, 1 firearm, and a huge amount of drugs. With that being said, this type of things going on, it's not good for the city because it just brings in people we don't, or just creates more criminal activity for all of us that reside there. It was a great operation, a huge success, and we'll be conducting more depending on investigations further on if this keeps going on. With that being said, we a lot of theft at the pilot station located on Cedar Avenue and Santa Ana. They're referring just theft. Even though it's just theft, could be minor. We can escalate to armed robbery, armed, anything like that. So we're doing extra patrol there, just keeping an eye on things. With the theft, we don't have no additional leads, so we're still actively working those investigations. With that being said, we also had a case at the Chevron gas station located at 186. So our deputy just a warrant out for his arrest. It was upgraded to a felony because of those prior convictions. With that being said, I know our partners touched on homelessness. So it comes out about once and offers resources. We can't force them. It's just we offer it to them, whether they're. I do have contact information for the whole program if you guys would like. Oh. As of now, yes, 9-387-0623. Yes, hope@sbcsd.org. Any questions or concerns? Any questions or concerns?
Really questions. I want to thank you for coming out there. I did receive a lot of phone calls of people rumoring that it was ICE at Kessler Park because you all were huddled there. So I was actually talking to a young lady that called me, and I said, okay, I said, I'm going to get there, and I'm more than sure it's not ICE, but you can stay on the phone with me. And then she got there, and I said, it's in fact not ICE. It's the sheriff's department, probation, whatnot out there. And she's like, oh, okay. So we had a lot of people driving through there looking to, because it was rumored all over that it was ICE out there.
I think they get that confused a little. Kind of probation drives those white unmarked vehicles.
Yes.
So I know a couple of my buddies work probation, so they get a lot of people yelling and screaming at them, thinking they're ICE.
Yeah. But that's how rumors started. Started with one, and it scared a lot of people. But yeah. But thank you for all that you do.
Of course.
We appreciate you.
Of course.
Hi. I spoke to Captain Scott Thies, and I'm not even sure if this is the right time to mention it, but he did tell me that he's going to be leaving. Is that true?
Yes, sir. So unfortunately, Captain Thies, which is a great captain, in my short period of time I had him, he just got transferred out about a week ago. And then we have a new great captain at our station, and I know he's going to do great things and follow in good footsteps.
Okay, maybe we can see if we can get him down here the next MAC meeting or so
Yes,
we can welcome him. And welcome aboard. You did it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you did a great job, and thank you for giving us an update. And I'm sure you're going to pass with flying colors, and you got a good person teaching you over there. So thank you very much. Okay, have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Guys. Anybody from special? All right. To informational presentation. All right, Bob, come on up.
is having problems in that intersection at Locust and Yoruba. So even if we open it, we can't go north on Locust, which was our plan. And so we had to basically come up with a new plan. And our new plan is, since Locust will be paved and we can't drop down to Armstrong, we're going to hit Yoruba. So Yoruba paved that section that's closed from where the school is at Linden, the equestrian center. And that's going to happen probably in January, while that intersection's still going to be closed. So we have a little bit more work to do around that area, and then we're going to open up 2 lanes from the equestrian center as soon as the developers out of the Locust Yoruba intersection. As soon as they're out, we're going to basically get access. So now you're going to go up Locust and over on Yoruba. And then we'll drop down to Armstrong. And everything, after we do that, everything is going to be, Armstrong's going to be pretty quick. If you want to hit the next slide, next one. It's going to be pretty quick because pretty much all the work's done. After we're done with paving, our paving is not going to be the final paving because there's still all those power poles that are still going to be in the road. So the roads are going to be open. Everyone's going to be able to use them. But there's going to be some power poles, which are going to be basically in the middle of the road, like in the 5th lane in the middle. And then it's probably towards the beginning of summer, we're going to, once Edison relocates those power poles, then all those power poles get off the road, and then we go in and do the final paving and striping and finish the lights and everything. So that's how it's going to go now. It's a little different than our plan, but we got a curveball. As far as 11th Street, I think there's a slide for 11th. You can pop a couple slides forward. Eleventh Street's pretty much operational. We haven't done the final paving, but all the work is done. The curbs are in. Any work we're doing is behind the curb. No one's going to be affected, and it's essentially done. We just have to pour some sidewalks behind the north curb. It's all the utility work's done. The curbs are in. It's a usable street. The new mailboxes are up. I don't think there's any issue going on that I know of that would affect a homeowner on 11th. Next. And then I mentioned that the Armstrong closure is going to be kind of delayed because we can't just finish. The idea was we were going to finish Yoruba in December and go down to Armstrong. We're not. We're going to run up to Yoruba and finish that in the meantime. Next slide. So that's kind of my summary. Anyone have any questions?
Can you put that number back up there? Because this is so small in here, I cannot read it. I'm sorry. And is this your number, or is this just somebody in general's phone number?
That's OPR, which is the public relations company that handles the website, monitors the website.
Oh, okay.
All of that information, I talk to them all the time. They're in
Okay.
our weekly meetings, so they know what's going on. They issue all the letters to everybody. So all these letters will go out to all the homeowners. Everyone will be updated.
I'm asking because I did tell Marie, who is now running the Little League there, that I would get contact information for her so that you guys can also coordinate to make sure that her RUPA is accessible for them, because in January, they actually start registration. They have tryouts. I know you're talking about having Kite Day the beginning of February, and access to that parking lot is going to be really
well, they
needed.
have access to the parking lot. We're not affecting the parking
Okay.
lot. Even right now, the north, the part that's
Right, you could still kind of get in there a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's always going to be the
Okay,
case.
okay, perfect.
Any other questions?
On Santa Ana, every street has a stop sign except for one. You know which one that is? Maple Avenue. Yeah, so Maple and Santa Ana, everybody's coming around there, so during the day, it takes you 5 minutes to get out and cross the field. Of course, it's public county, couple of years ago. Senator, now you got all this stuff coming here. So like, you come here tonight, you put Every other street, every street on San Ana has a truck route. But it's just for safety. Maple and San Ana. Stuff is a connection with the warehouse, right? That's why that all started, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool, and that deal with building up, so it's kind of, point being that, Locust is near the truck route, Locust, north and south, is the truck route.
No.
Huh?
Locust is not a truck route. Locust is not a truck route. Not in the scheme of the new, when those roads are built, it's not a truck route. We even have, like, they did, I don't know, I just know
So the
that,
point is when you get
yeah.
when you get the Locust on Santa Ana, it says no trucks over this.
Right.
And I'm all trucks, but
Yeah.
I feel like once in a while, we're like that, but that's not very I live in, whatever like that. You know, just, they get a little bit better way, so when they get the warehouse, then they get that one. The truck route will likely be on the route route like it is on the Sierra. They can't turn on the Santa.
Right. It's going to be Cedar and Europa. Oh, I don't know. I'm just doing like 4 roads there. My project is just, I'm a private contractor just doing 4 little roads. Yeah.
Question one, because the school, stuff like that, it says no trucks on that. I'm all trucks to them, that's all. Limits is, whatever, stuff like that. It's just, safety and stuff like that.
Another question? Yeah. Where? It could probably in about a couple months. It shouldn't be any longer. All the utilities are under there. We're just finishing those behind the sidewalk on 11th, the north side on 11th. Yeah, I think we could pour that in a month or so. Yeah.
There's some dogs that are part of the sewer project.
Dogs? Okay.
Are they yours or?
I know all about this. All the people drop off dogs in that area, and all the construction guys feed them and take them home. It's like their whole second job of taking these dogs. And I almost took one myself, to be honest with you. There's all kinds of dogs there. And yeah, some of those guys, like some of the security guys like them. And so we have these little kennels. And I mean, the other day I'm in a construction meeting and the people came to get them. And, they're really hustling to get these dogs adopted. It's kind of like their work, So yeah, there's a lot of dogs. We're taking them. People leave puppies. Our site superintendent's got one. I mean, everybody's been taking them. They're great dogs.
Thank you, Bob. We
Sure.
appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Have a great evening. All right.
Well, yes, kind of.
Just for anybody who might be new, so we typically have like public comments where, if you have a question, there's forms in the back, you can fill in one out. And then, I'm just letting you know. So just letting everybody know. In the back, there is a form, you can fill it out. And then we'll have public comment coming up soon where you have 3 minutes to speak. And then we'll go ahead and, give you those 3 minutes. Oh, no, I'm just letting you know. Okay? Yes. Typically it's addressed to the council, but yeah. Yes. No worries. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Bloomington Community Improvement Reserve Overview. Jessica.
Can you hear me okay? Good evening, MAC members, community members. Again, my name is Jessica Andelon. I'm with Supervisor Baca's office, his chief of staff. Today, I will be doing a presentation on the Community Improvement Reserve Overview. So some of the money that does come into Bloomington, I know that we previously had inquiries on that and how it is spent. So I will be going over that report. Please, if you guys have any questions, Leanne will be noting them so that we can go back to our finance department and make sure that we get any accurate information for you guys. I apologize that I might not have, if I do have the answer at the moment, I can answer it, but if I don't, then we'll be making sure to come back and loop in on the report. So as you know, hello. Okay. As you know, our goal is to make sure that Bloomington is safer and stronger through our community. Next. We are wanting to capitalize on the diversity of its people and making sure that there is improvements. I can speak on the tenure of the first term of supervisor and some of the investments that he's been able to make, not just through Kessler, through Ayala, but also on the infrastructure side of things. And as we mentioned at the last Bloomington MAC meeting, our economic development plan as well. So next slide. Some of our capital improvement projects through Bloomington have been focused on sustainable development and the quality of life with a total of invested $57 million. Next. We do have the Kessler Park revitalization, which enhanced the corridor with the community mural that was in partnership with Arts Connection. And then the state-of-the-art ball field with dugouts and 20-foot Blue Monster, also known as the Dream Field. That was a $6.9 million investment at Kessler. Next. We also are investing in our schools. So we recently were able to go ahead and through some ARPA funds as well as discretionary funds, go to Bloomington High School and see their new improved baseball and softball fields. They did receive foul ball netting, dugouts, new PA, and LED lighting system. We do appreciate our MAC member, Joe Silva, that was able to be in attendance and representing the entire MAC board, as well as community involvement. We also have invested in Joe Middle's school soccer field improvements. It's a new futsal court that also partners as, or I guess converts as a basketball field. So that was also through ARPA funds, and that was $7.4 million. Next. We have the Ayala Park rehabilitation. So we did just recently add the splash pad as well as our Veterans Monument that features the illuminated displays. That was led by the request of Dave James. So we do appreciate all of our veterans and the community engagement in making that project happen with a total of $6.9 million. Next. A really big one that we're hoping to have in completion in 2027. It's going to be our animal. I want to actually disregard on the date. I can't remember if it's 26 or 27, but it's our Bloomington Animal Care Center, which will be a new 56,000 square foot shelter. Will include on-site veterinary care, dog and cat enrichment basements, kennels that will be designated to provide a comfortable environment for our animals, and then hoping to have partnerships with our neighboring cities to contract out and also help with our animals. That is a total of $49.5 million investment, and that is going to help with the facelift of Valley Boulevard in efforts of our economic development. Next. Now we get into our Bloomington Community Benefit and Improvement Reserve Summary. I know that we are aware that various projects have brought one-time funds or year settlements through community benefit agreements. So we'll start with MetLife, which is a $1 million amount of money that we will be receiving. As you can see that on the line, it began fiscal year 2021, and it's going through it's going through every year. Then we have our Third Avenue investment, which is a yearly payment of $30,000. That has already began and it is received every year with a total of $130,000 or $1,030,000 a year. ASG Development, the developer owes a one-time payment of $900,000 plus $86,000 every year thereafter. However, there's no payments yet because construction is not finished. Also, the Howard Industrial Partners, the developer is going to be paying 34 cents per square foot annually and $2 per square foot on a one-time lump sum for infrastructure. Due to litigation and now a recirculated EIR, which I know the developer hosted a meeting last week, that new developer, Brookside, our first that money has not been received and no payments are active until it is completed, if it does come to completion and there is a tenant. I do want to state that our office position is to hold them to the original terms of the agreement, whether it was a community benefits agreement with the county or any other agreements that were made with different entities. So I know that one has been an inquiry, so just wanted to let you guys know that if there is a project, then it'll be there. Next slide, please. We do have some money that comes out of that budget that I just mentioned. We have our land use, which is for one dedicated code enforcement officer for the community of Bloomington. Prior to this money being available, code enforcement still was able to service Bloomington, but through these funds, now there's the one dedicated officer that partners and is here on a full-time basis. We also have a full-time sheriff deputy position to be assigned to the community of Bloomington, and that paid the $288,450 paid for that yearly salary. And then in addition, we have $93,000 for one of the park maintenance worker assigned to the parks within the community of Bloomington. Special districts they do have their own budgets, and that allows for a certain amount of staffing. We will be having them present a breakdown of what that looks like, but through this specific community reserve budget, we're able to aid with the additional park maintenance worker, which is what helps in being able to host these meetings, being able to utilize the park at different hours, also utilize Kessler Park and making sure that it's working with the Little Leagues and having the one-time employee. Next slide, please. We also have usage of one time. So on this current fiscal year, we did utilize $200,000 for the Ayala Park 2 swing set project, which will be coming to completion within the next year. And then through as you've known, our sheriffs have talked about the AOPRs, the automated license plate readers, and that also that money contributed to the funding of $211,000 for the project here in Bloomington. I know one of the inquiries on the money that comes into this reserve is if this can be utilized outside of Bloomington, and it cannot. It has to stay within Bloomington, which is why you see that it's for the 3 ongoing of usage of our code enforcement sheriff and Bloomington Park and Rec. You're okay. And the Bloomington Park and Rec park employee, and then the individual projects that we've been able to utilize. It does show what the ending balance is, and we do have this reports that we have presented in the past, and I know that because of the inquiries, we wanted to make sure that we continue to share with you guys. So if there's any questions, as I mentioned, Leanne will be noting them, or you can go ahead and ask me now, and if I may answer, then I will. You can go ahead and ask. Microphone.
we get feedback from the community. So we host the meeting, we have our speakers. After each speaker, they ask us if we have a question. Um, yes, the presenter asks the MAC board if we have a question. If you would like, at the end of all the presentations, we have a section for public comment. You can fill out this form, and then you would take it to one of the ladies over here on the side. And then you'd have 3 minutes to either make a public comment. It can be a comment, you can ask questions. A lot of our speakers, because sometimes we're pressed for time, they don't typically interact with the community, and they'll tell you they'll be in the back, and you can go back and talk to code enforcement or the officers in the back. Yes. Yes. Just for the sake of, we try to get everybody out of here in kind of a, you know, a timely manner so that the meetings don't last for about, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Did you have a question? Yes.
Yeah, we can go ahead and make sure that it is. I will get back to you on that. I'll inquire with our finance department.
Okay. Anybody questions? No?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that there's been inquiry on just like the amounts that have been circulated, but this is the actual amounts that are available and the balances. And even if you see some of the one-time park uses, it's some of the investments within our parks that the monies have been utilized for that. But thank you guys for the presentation, and you can move on with the meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica. Now we will move on to approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the November 5th, 2025 meeting minutes? Angela motions. Can I get a second? Yvonne seconds. Motion approved. All right, now we are going to open up for public comment. First up, Gary Grosich.
Members, Gary Grosich, Colton, Bloomington resident, excuse me. A few things. First of all, I'd like to thank Jessica for the excellent report. I believe that's the first time the MAC's ever seen the financial information in that detail and knowing where the money is coming in to the community from the outside. And, you know, when this was all negotiated, a lot of the revenue you saw came from warehouse projects. And when these projects were all negotiated, the point was that the money was to be used only for Bloomington, over and above what we were already getting from the county. So hopefully, I didn't get a chance to look at it, but hopefully that's not usurping any of the monies that we would be getting from the county. This should be all over and above, or specifically for additional Bloomington services. Attend last week Brookfield's presentation. It was an excellent presentation, and to Jessica's point, they are going to honor their contract. I specifically asked about that. And Jessica was also happy to hear about all other contracts, because I also work with the school district on the Measure G Bond Oversight Committee. So that's very, very important to the community that Brookfield follows through on Howard's commitment to bring the $40 million for a new elementary school that we desperately need. At the last meeting, I was kind of surprised to hear we talked about a specific plan, but yet it's an additional specific plan for Valley Boulevard, which we just did in 2017, when in reality, we really need a specific plan for Cedar. We've got a lot of open property, and we really should be looking at that. Or industrial projects on Cedar. And lastly, before my time runs out, one of the reasons why I came tonight, I wanted to say thank you to my former colleague, Diane. I think we spent 6 years together on the MAC. Is that right? I'm thinking? Yeah. And you're going to be missed. And you know, I want to wish you the best of luck in your future. And, you know, we talked a little bit about moving moving to Norco, which I kind of aspire. I always thought Bloomington could be like Norco if we play our cards right. That would be a great goal for this community to be like. So I just wanted specifically to be here tonight. I knew this was your last meeting, and we're gonna be missing you, and good luck on your future. And one other thing before I go, next Tuesday is the truck route hearing at the County Board of Supervisors, and I don't know if Jessica got into that before I got here, but I heard today that that the Cedar, they backed off, and Cedar is not going to be a truck route. I don't know, maybe staff was aware. That's what I heard. That was a big thing with the community, and also because of the community input, they're going to get rid of those weight restrictions. Is that right, Jessica? Did you hear that? That's what I heard. So I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. If anybody wants to come and speak next Tuesday at the board meeting, they're going to make a final decision. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gary. Up next, Patricia Silva.
Evening. I wanted to tell Diane also, thank you for your dedication to Bloomington. And I know me and my family want to wish you God's blessing in your future endeavors. So thank you very much. My concern, again, I've been talking about this Bloomington Business Park, and show up last week, which was unexpected. I think that they told us that they sent letters out to the community, but I know everybody in my area didn't receive anything. When I did speak to the head representative for the new developer, I did ask questions about Walter Zimmerman. And his comment was that he spoke to leaders of the school, but couldn't name the school. He told me that he spoke to leadership within the school board, but couldn't name the school board. When we started asking about sewage concerns, whether they're going to hook up to sewers, he said it would be a minimal cost. And from my understanding, it could be between $10,000 to $40,000. And you're not including permits, you're not including labor and the materials, depending on the length of the connection. The other thing is, I'm reading the planning, and I don't know if you guys can answer this, but it says under the city of Rialto sphere that our sewage would be handled, which is a great concern because we're losing more and more of Bloomington. I don't know if it's possible between you guys, if you can request for the county, maybe to get in touch, that we have the developer. Maybe you guys have a special night dedicated to the developer being here. I'm not sure exactly if you have county planning or whatever you have, maybe City of Rialto sewage, for somebody to say that they've talked to somebody. They can't give us any answer. Same old spill that we other warehouse developer, that they're going to give jobs to the people in the community. Well, we know how that went. We keep on getting the and have the information. Information is powerful, and I think we need to have them here and know ahead of time that they're having this meeting. Have people dealing with this on a daily basis. Now look what we got. We got a big landfill where the houses used to be. When I asked him, is there anything that they're going to do about the school? He said, well, we're in talks. Are you going to build a new school? Are you going to do what this Howard Industries promised? Oh, no, we're not sure. We're talking, okay? But he said that they were going to build some type of commercial screening. What does that mean? Be so close that you violate the state laws that they've enacted. I forget the name of it. It was AB 98 or 89. That protects our kids from being 1,000 feet away from these warehouses. And then you're going to have trucks going up and down. He goes, well, we're going to keep them from doing that. How are you going to do that? So I'd appreciate if there's a possibility you guys can set up some type of to a red.
So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who comes to the meetings for coming tonight as a special held meeting, because the MAC was aware through Angela, because Angela received the letter for the meeting that was here last week. At that time, she asked me we spoke with Jessica, and we requested as an entire board to postpone our MAC meeting for this evening so that we could be in attendance to that meeting, because we felt that it was very pivotal to our community for us to be there, to get input from that developer, and to also get questions answered that we had. At that meeting, I did speak with the developer, and they did say that they would come to the MAC meeting. So I did let Jessica know to please reach out to them to get them on the agenda, so that we can have them come out and answer questions. So from what they told me, it's not an approved project. They are in talks at the moment, and those discussions are just still happening. So that's why they didn't really say this or that yet, because they're not even like a firm agreement. There's a lot of stuff that goes into them, getting that approval, on both sides, be it the county and be it, them. They have to come to an agreement. As far as the school district, I do know that Israel, this is, especially right now, this is a very busy time of year for him. So I will reach out. I'll ask Jessica to reach out to Israel to see if he can make it in February, since we are dark in January. So, or maybe we can have someone else from the school district, if he's unavailable, to come reach out to the community and give us an update on that and other things in the school district. Okay, up next, excuse me, Miguel Munoz Veltiera.
Hi, this is my first time speaking, so I'm a little nervous, but thank you so much for the work that you've done this year to the MAC members, and thank you for the time that you spent here. I have only recently begun, and I say recently, in like 3 years, participating in these spaces because I just wasn't born early enough, I guess. And I wanted to say that as I've come to learn more about the way that the MAC functions in relation. Yeah, no worries. It's definitely very convoluted, but it's becoming to be very clear that it's more overlapping than anything. Something that I have heard in the 2.5 years that I participated is the mission statement for the MAC, which I believe states that it's going to take advantage of the fact that Bloomington is such a diverse community, with 85% of the community being Hispanic identifying, according to the 2020 census. And I think that's quite important, especially for the MAC, which serves as the representative body for this community. And something that I've heard advocated for, and I'm also advocating for here, is the fact that we should make this space as accessible as possible, which has been done great movement in terms of like have Instagram, but that's been very beneficial, and I think I've gotten all my news from that. I wish I was more informed about where to get the news, and I think that's something that I'm learning to do. Um, I think it also serves as a primary source for the 85% of that are Hispanic identifying. As such, I think it would be very important to continue to attempt to make the space inclusive, specifically language-wise, by offering translation services, because and do try to share it and spread that information as much as possible. For example, if it's English only, it becomes need to participate, even though the community does want to participate. And I can say that because I've been canvassing around the community and hearing people, just not hearing. So that's all I had to say, and thank you so much. And I hope for a new year to be more welcoming, as you've done a great job cultivating already. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miguel. You spoke very eloquently, and I appreciate that. We are working, the county is working to make flyers, in both languages to make it a little bit more accessible. It is a work in progress, but, we hear the community. We do also advocate with the county and let them know, like, this is a request that we have. So thank you for that. And you did a fantastic job speaking for the first time. Okay, now, is it Tanya or Tanaya? Tanya. Okay, Tanya Gonzalez.
Hello, my name is Tanya Gonzalez. I'm with the People's Collective for Environmental Justice. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Bloomington Business Park. I think it was already spoken about, but yeah, just wanted to remind you all that comments are due tomorrow for this project. I also came to the open house meeting the developer had. I do not think it was a great meeting. To be honest, it was a disaster in my opinion. They could have done so much better. We talked to each of them individually, and from comparing notes to what they told other people, they told people different things, so they weren't on the same page. So to me, if you're gonna bring a project that's gonna cause so much harm to a community, like at least be on the same page, at least be smart about it, you know? The developer did say a lot of smart people worked on this project. I told him if they were smart, they would not have put it in the middle of a community surrounded by homes, surrounded by schools, and surrounded by a park. Right now, when you were presenting the finances and like how much you invested at Kessler Park, how much you invested in the schools, the attendance of the schools is going to go lower because of this project. Hundreds of residents were already displaced because of this project. The area that's empty right now was homes. There were people living there, and now they're gone. And we don't know the exact number of how many students have left these schools, but we know that enrollment has lowered. If you invested was it $7.4 million? $7.1 million at Kessler Park? Do you think people are going to want to go to the park if there's trucks driving by there? It's going to be dangerous. And I know I have heard from you all. You all are fans of baseball. Joe Buck is a fan of baseball. So how are you going to push for a project that's going to impact that and put so many kids in danger? It's not just about the trucks, it's also about the pollution that's going to cause. And I talked to the person who was in charge of the environmental report or in charge of explaining it. She did not explain anything to me. But she said that they did not take into consideration any of the pollution that's already existing in Bloomington. So to them, this project is not going to cause that much harm to our health, which I think it's BS, to be honest, because it will be. So again, the comment period does end tomorrow. You can send in your comments via email. I'll be in the back with some of my colleagues with information of where you can send them. And if y'all need help, we'll help you too as well to write your comments.
Thank you very much. And that's part of why we asked them to come to the MAC meeting, because when they address the community as a whole, I feel there's a little bit more accountability for your words than when you speak individually to somebody. So hopefully as a community, when they do attend, we can get some answers collectively. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, you know, we don't really know. I don't really know what they said to you versus what they said to me. But I feel like if we do have them here, you know, they're a little bit more accountable for their words. So thank you. Up next, Dave Jane.
First, I want to thank Diane for being on the MAC board for so long. The rest of you would learn what she done, we'll be a lot better off. But there's a lot of things right now that I'm a little upset about. Is our MAC, we have a bedroom tax that's supposed to be going to the nonprofit organizations in Bloomington, like the baseball and things like that. My arena has been down for 9 years without my lights. It was taken down and they were supposed to be put back up. The telephone was up there in Bloomington or at Glen Helen Park. They've been sitting there overnight. We can do some different things. But all money, and I'm sorry, but they're spending money in the wrong places. They need this park here is a nice park. Okay? Bloomington's beautiful. One down in Bloomington, Kessler. It just is that we got a tax credit that comes here every month. Somewhere along the line, we used to get a check, and we haven't seen one in 15 years. Tail down here and a few other places. To the nonprofit organizations that was always in this community doing things, Christmas parades and I'm not, but this is the first year we've ever had police officers, sheriffs that was constantly here every day. We used to have to do it on patrol, extra, going in the afternoons and working to do Bloomington. And we thank Josie Gonzalez for that. And our roads are improving, but it just is a shaking time. And I'm just a little upset, okay? Because I want to bring these more events here, and I got a schedule here that's going to be here every month again, and it looks like, they like to do night shows too for the little kids. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm not here for myself. I live in Fontana, being Fontana got ate up. I got ate up from Bloomington. But it just is, I come here every MAC meeting. I've been here for a long time. I've seen so many people come and go. I know I got my money's worth. Okay, but it just is that, guys, we got to do something. We got to all get our heads together and figure out something. Don't let these people step on us. We're getting stepped on. Okay, but I like.
Thank you, Dave. Jessica, do you think maybe we can have an update in maybe like March? Because I know you'll need some time to research maybe that old bed tax. I don't know how far that would. I mean, he's saying 15 years, so that's. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. I'll inquire come March. I will note it and get back to you guys.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, up next, Joaquin.
Hello. Hi, good evening, MAC and community members. It's been a good year. No, just kidding. It's been a hard year this year, and I think we've all felt it. But thanks to you guys for continuing to volunteer your time to be here on Wednesdays. And Diane, it's been nice knowing you. Hopefully, we see you around still in the MAC meetings. But today I'm here to make a comment about the upcoming deadline for the comment letters. I'm not sure if the MAC has submitted a letter for the environmental impact report, but the deadline is tomorrow, and maybe you still have time to submit a letter. I know this time around, even the MAC is a little bit uh, not aligned with the project as opposed to last time it came around. And we still stand strong that this project is not good for our community. It's going to impact our residential areas, our parks, and our schools. And we hope that the MAC stands with us and opposes this project as it is right now. The benefits don't outweigh the impact at all. I think even last time, like we deserve a lot more, a lot, a lot more. And the it feels like this developer this time is like faceless and like doesn't really care about Bloomington. They have their offices in another state, and I think they're just trying to push this through. So the MAC has a lot of influence, and when the MAC stands against a project, it really you could feel the impact it has on the other board members and on Joe Baca. So, we have a chance to really make a difference this time around, and we should take that. And also, the truck route meeting next week, that's really important too. And we got to continue to advocate for less truck traffic in residential areas. And yeah, that's it. Happy holidays. Thank you.
Holidays, Joaquin. Thank you very much. We appreciate everything that you bring to us each time, and we wish you a happy holidays. Okay, I think that was our last. All right, that concludes public comment. Any old business? Anybody? Any new business? Okay, under our new business is our last meeting for Diane. I did mention it ahead of time because I was hoping, which happened, that people would address her as they came up, because she's been here for a long time, and I know she's built a lot of relationships, and I admire everything that you do, Diane, not just for our community, but for your family and for everything that you've done. It's been a pleasure. I've known Diane actually since high school, so I've known her a little bit longer than maybe some of the MAC members. That's right. Power to the band. But yeah, so it's been really nice seeing the beautiful woman that she's grown into since our high school days, and she's really had a love for Bloomington, and being up here is not easy, and I've learned that over the course of the couple of years, and it takes a serving heart to be here, because sometimes people don't really understand and they think we're just up here with nonsense, but we're not. We actually have a very good board full of everybody that has put a lot of time and energy into the Bloomington community, and not just the wonderful community members that attend, but also to all of the public safety officers, everybody that comes month after month, even Bob, who comes every single month to give us an update. I think it's phenomenal, and we really appreciate it. And it's people that like Diane that have made Bloomington the beautiful community that it is with her family. Her girls grew up at our park, and they're just beautiful young ladies as well. So Diane, thank you so much for all that you've given Bloomington, and Norco is very lucky to have you.
Other is that you were doing an autism program, and I saw that, and that's the first time I met you. We did that together, so that was really nice. So it's a pleasure knowing you. It's been a pleasure being on the board with you. I thank you and I appreciate you, and pray for you and wish you well in your future endeavor. Yes.
Real quickly, I just want to knock these quick points out. Please submit the comments for the development park through tomorrow. Please come to the truck routing meeting next week in San Bernardino. And third, I want to thank Diane for her time on the MAC. I've been here briefly, but it's been an honor to know someone who's been so involved. And yeah, I hope you prosper well in Norco. Yeah, and happy holidays.
Well, Diane, I don't like to say goodbye ever. I hope we see you soon. I hope you visit. Yeah, and I wish you all the luck in your future endeavors and with your family and success in anything that you do. And we know you'll be successful wherever you go. So thank you very much.
Okay, hi. Yes, great meeting. Yes, last week, I want to talk about last week real quick. The meeting we had here, or the presentation, or whatever it was. I did speak to a couple different people, and I did get different answers, which I was not happy about. Sorry. But I did invite the main person there to come and speak to the MAC, and he said he would send a representative. And I said, no, why don't you come down and speak to us? And he dodged me. So that did not go well with me either. Sorry. But as far as Diane goes, I've known Diane, but she nominated me to be the veteran to represent Bloomington 2 years ago. Thank you, Diane. But yes, good luck on everything you do. Thank you.
Go ahead, Diane.
17 years old in high school. I'm a little older than that now. You know what, we're here. I just kind of wrote a couple of things because I don't want to forget. It's just, thank you to the community for coming faithfully. I mean, Dave Jane's here all the time, Gary, so many people, Ms. Pat, everybody who comes faithfully just to voice your concerns, know what's going on in the community, participate wherever you can. Thank you so much for that. I've taken my position very seriously, just like all of us do. And, when there were major issues, I mean, there still are, but when there were major community issues and concerns, I made it a point to not share my personal opinion, my personal stance. That was hard. That was really hard because, I'm a community member. I do have my own personal feelings, but I chose to not share that because I wanted to be that facilitator for your voice. Whatever your concerns were, to be able to facilitate that, pass it on to Supervisor Baca's office without impeding my own personal bias on that. So that, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that as well. It's just, there's so many things to share, but I just want to say thank you so much for all of the well wishes from all of you. I've loved serving with everybody here. Gary and Teresa and Angela, everybody here. It's been an honor serving with you and helping out in the community. And, it was a really hard decision to move. It was very tough, but because I'll be helping older family who needs daily assistance, I'm leaving the community that I love because family is very important. Family is more important than anything else. So just thank you again, all of you. Appreciate you all. And Supervisor Baca's staff, you guys are amazing. Thank you for just always being that go-to where we can, ask you questions and we can share our concerns to you. And we know that it's going to be passed along and dealt with in however it needs to be. So thank you for that. But that's it. That's all I got. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And good night.
Well, thank you, Diane. And when you're ready, I'll make a move to adjourn the meeting. Okay, we have does that cover our MAC board member? Do we have any community events? Anybody? Okay, we don't have any community events coming up, but I'm going to tell you If you were at the senior event, let me tell you, you missed it if you weren't there. And our seniors, they know how to party. Angela, you did a phenomenal job with that event. Um, I think that the seniors are blessed to have somebody who's out there advocating for them and watching out for them and doing events like that because they had a great time. It was a great time. I actually had a lot of fun, but it was good. It was good. Do we have somebody else that have a community event?
Um, Starting Friday and Saturday, there's going to be a festival at the St. Charles Church, and there will be food, there'll be music, so please come out and support. Thank you. 5. 8:30. 8:30 Saturday, 5 p.m. Friday.
I know I didn't say Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, but so I do want to make that note. And we really do appreciate. I know I kind of got out of place earlier, and I mentioned it in the sense of like out of place on the agenda, not like I said anything out of place. But we do want to thank you guys because truly, and I wholeheartedly mean that. If you guys don't bring concerns up to us, there's no way for us to know it because as much as we try to be out in the community, we're not out there as much as you are, and we're not in the same areas where you might live or where you have concerns. So we do appreciate everybody that reaches out to the MAC members, that reaches out to our office, that comes and takes the time to gather on the first Wednesday of every month because it allows us to do our job. And supervisor wholeheartedly cares and wants to make sure that we are addressing the concerns. So thank you guys. It is an honor to be here every month alongside you guys. And yeah, I really do appreciate how much everybody cares. And please know that even though I am not a Bloomington resident because I work and I represent Bloomington, I am a adjacent Bloomington resident. So if you guys take me in, so thank you guys. Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
We adopted her already. Before I let Diane close, I just wanted to say one more thing. I forgot. Well, two things. One, there is a free event at Kessler Park from 3 to 5. 3 to 5 on Sunday. The registration for doing the gingerbread houses is actually closed already because we are at maximum capacity. But we are going. Santa's doing s'mores with the kids. We're going to have hot chocolate, crafts, and the sheriff's department will be there as well. Fire department will be there. So come on down. That all that stuff is free. Like I said, unfortunately, the gingerbread houses were at full capacity, but all the other events are still you're still free to come on down for that. And I did want to give a shout out because I don't want us to always just bring negativity. I did come across a post on our local Bloomington page where one of our residents said they wanted to say thank you to San Bernardino County Public Works Department. They called them at 1 p.m. for a big dip in the road, and they were there in less than an hour. And I do thank her for saying, I think there's a lot of people that complain about things that need to be done, but never actually make that phone call. They responded very quickly every time she's called. And it's really important because, like they said, if you're not aware of what's going on, they can't do anything. So if you go on social medias and you complain, but you don't pick up the phone to make the call, nothing's going to get done. I mean, sometimes honestly, we see these posts and we will forward that information to the supervisor's office. So, I mean, it might get done that way. But honestly, if you guys pick up the phone, that's always the best bet. There's that list of numbers of who you need to call for those types of things. And if you don't know it, you can ask us and we will give you that information. But those resources are there and they are handy and if they are utilized. So that's it. I'm going to pass the gavel to Diane. Okay, go ahead.
Say, Sally I had already spoke to Jessica about that earlier. Sally had mentioned about the Dollar Tree being really dark at night and a safety concern. So I just wanted to bring that again as well, because I saw her there and she, yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
We do have in the back copies of the calendar for 2026, so feel free to take any and share with community members.